me, Lisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a new Bible journaling video for you. I have a new set from Kelly Bangs, and this one is called Fall Pennants, and it's these gorgeous pennants in all of the fall colors that we all love and with beautiful words. And there's 3 different sizes. They all come in one set. So you have the larger ones, medium, and the small ones. And I love this set. I love her writing. I love the color scheme. I am all about this gorgeous set. I'm actually going to be journaling in the book of Daniel today. And I believe I'm going to use the little ones, I think. So we'll kind of see what happens. I've also, excuse me, I've also printed out this set. This is from last year, God of All Seasons Fall. So I hope that it's still in the Illustrated Faith shop. If it's not, I'm hoping they'll re-release it. But if you bought this last year, they go really well together. So I think I'll probably be using a few elements from this set as well. All right, I will link everything that I end up using down below. Otherwise, I'll put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. Okay, so I'm actually journaling in Daniel 2, starting in verse 20, and it says, "Praise be to the name of God forever and ever. Wisdom and power are his. He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king." And what I'm reflecting on is the fact that God controls the seasons of the earth, but also the seasons of our life. He knows exactly what season we are in, and he has us in that season for a purpose. So that's kind of what I'm reflecting on. I started out by fussy cutting out all of these little tiny banners, and I am putting them on some colored string right here. I put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the banner, and then to cover up the extra adhesive, I have a little square of paper that goes on the other side. That way it works as a little banner. And I chose some words that I thought were fitting for what I was just thinking through. And I chose the words hope, faith, pray, amen, seek, and spirit. And I am just kind of organizing those on the string, and it will form a banner at the top of my page. I love being able to add some 3D elements. I know string is not super 3D. It does have dimension, and having a piece on your page that does have just a little bit of movement to it, I think really draws your interest in. And as someone who shares her Bible journaling pages with her kids and with people at church and with people I meet online, I think it's nice to have those unexpected elements that draw you into a page, because they bring your focus in to some different elements, and it brings your focus into the word as well. So in this case, the banner is kind of going underneath or outlining the main part of the passage that I wanted to focus on. Now I cut out several smaller elements from the seasons, God of All Seasons page that I showed you at the beginning, and I'm using those to embellish my banner by adding acorns and leaves just to add a little extra interest to the banner. And then later on you'll see I embellish it a lot with some different colored string, but that's coming up. I just wanted to add a little bit of extra fall love. This is going to be a very fall themed page. It's just starting to kind of feel like fall around here. We had some cooler weather in the last week, and then it warmed up again. I love fall weather. I love the coolness. I love wearing jeans and hoodies. Like, I'm all about the fall weather, so I cannot wait for it to get here. Okay, I will play a little bit more with the banner later, but now I'm going to start working on my cluster of elements at the bottom of the page. I want to use this girl. She's holding her cup of what I'm going to assume is coffee, and she's among the trees, and she has her eyes closed. And to me, I feel like she seems to be breathing in the moment she's in, the season she's in, the moment God gave her. And that's something that I really want to focus on doing. I really am someone that I'm a goal setter. I like to think about what can be done, what needs to be done, and it's hard for me sometimes to stop the comparison game and to sit in the moment that God has put me in and to just sit there. And so that's what I wanted to focus on, and I thought that this particular girl really brought that out. Okay, I have a journaling card. This is from Felicity Jane. I'm just using the back of a card for an easy dot grid. I added a little banner where I can put Daniel 2 just so I can make sure I know what verse I was focused on or what book. And I'm adding this little bird just for an extra little touch. I will take it off camera to add in my prayer journaling with my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. You can use a typewriter on these small journaling cards. I generally attach them to a larger piece of paper with washi tape and then put them through my typewriter. It makes it easy. The journaling I added says, Lord, I am so grateful that it is you that is in control and not me. Your timing is perfect, even when I do not understand it. My prayer is for wisdom and patience to not compare myself to others. I use the Tattered Rose Distress Oxide on the edges just to kind of distress it up a little bit, and then I will just label my prayer Daniel 2 so I know where the reference is because this page goes from chapter 2 to chapter 3. So I will organize all of these elements. It was a little tricky because I actually didn't expect there to be that much journaling on the card, but it ended up that way. So the trees, I will just use my Tombow adhesive to put them flat on the page. This orange tree will kind of go off the page with the journaling card over the top. This red tree, I'm trying to fit the leaves of the tree in the little open space, but then the tree was crooked. It was a little tricky to put together. So I finally figured it out. I don't want any of the journaling to be cut off. I don't want the tree to be cut off. It was sometimes it's hard putting elements together. So fitting that right over there on the edge. My girl will live there, and then she's got a stack of books. I'm going to assume that is her stack of Bibles and studying books as she kind of realigns her heart with God. To have the girl stand out a little bit more, I'm using some foam adhesive just so that she pops out from the background. So I'm covering that. I pick up my foam adhesive at the Dollar Tree. It is one of the best Dollar Tree finds you can make because it's really good foam adhesive and it's only $1. So it's a good deal. She will live down there, and then we will pop up her books as well after I trim off the edges right here. And then the books, I couldn't decide if they should go to the right or to the left. I think that they're actually going to end up going to the right, popping up again, covering this as much as I can on the back, just so that they stand out a little bit as with the girl. I didn't want the girl to be over the top, if that makes sense, of them, like she was floating over them. So we're just going to have the books up as well. Okay, once those elements are in place, then I'm going to take my attention to the banner at the top. And I want to add some more string decoration to the banner, and it may get a little out of control. It's a lot of string in the end. Basically, I picked 3 colors that complement, and I'm cutting those, and I'm going to just tie them loosely in between where each banner was. But you multiply that, now it's like 6 strings hanging down between each banner. It's a lot of strings. So it ends up looking a little bit messy and chaotic, but I kind of like it still because when you flip to that page, you do a little search for what those words are. And again, you're searching for these great words to reflect on. So I don't mind it at all. It gets a little bit full, and that's okay. So once all of the string gets put on there, I sped this up a lot because it took me a little bit of time. Then I spend a good amount of time fussing with this banner to make sure that it was not covering up any parts of the verses that I wanted to focus on, which are all at the top of the page. So I don't mind if I end up covering up some of the verses that I'm not focused on. This is one of many journaling Bibles that I have. I study in the morning from a different Bible that does not have art in it that I just use for studying and note-taking and things like that. So this Bible, its purpose in my life is for it to be my journaling Bible, so it's meant for artwork. So if some words get covered up, that's okay. I have plenty of resources to look for those words. It's not my preference to cover up scripture, but it does happen from time to time. Okay, once I stop fussing with that banner, the last thing I'm going to do, I have 2 things. I'm going to add some tabs to the top of the page. There are some beautiful tabs in the God of All Seasons set from Kelly Bangs, so I'm going to use my tab punch to punch them out and layer them there. It also fills in a little bit of the trapped white space that's up at the top, so I will punch out those tabs just to mark my page, and then I will pull out my Heidi Swap date stamp and fill in the space down here with the date. And that works out well because that was also a little bit of trapped white space. So date stamp, tabs, and then this entry will be done. Let me know below if you are excited about all of the seasonal pieces coming back or coming out at the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray Shop. I know I am. I love the seasonal releases, especially for fall. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have linked the supplies that I used down below, so make sure to check those out if you are interested. A huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you so much for your support. If you are interested in finding out more about Scrappy YouTube membership, make sure to click the join button or check the link in the description. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.